Hello everyone, thank you for joining me once again. It is Tuesday, May the 5th, and it's time for another thought for the day. Friends, a wee bit earlier today, just after breakfast, Patricia was using her daily Bible notes, as is her habit. And she was reading away there, and I was minding my own business, and she asked me a question. Now, it took me a wee bit by surprise. This doesn't always happen. But she was reading about one of the disciples called Thomas. And we're told in the Bible, we're told at least a couple of times in the Gospel of John, that this particular disciple, Thomas, was a twin. For example, John 11 and 16. Then Thomas, who is called the twin, said to his fellow disciples, etc., etc., etc. So there we have him mentioned, Thomas the twin. So Patricia's question to me was, who is Thomas's twin? Now, as I said, this wrong-footed me a wee bit, and I started to think, because I didn't really know. And I thought, now, what's going on here? Is Thomas's twin mentioned somewhere in the Bible, and I've maybe just forgotten or overlooked it or haven't picked that up? Because if he's mentioned there, I should know. But I was having difficulty. I didn't have an answer. I wasn't able to answer. And I thought, well, maybe should I know, because it's in the Bible, as I said, and I've just overlooked it. So I think Patricia was enjoying me searching my mind for the correct answer, and she let me suffer a wee bit longer than I thought was comfortable. However, we're talking about the same Thomas, of course, who is also called Doubting Thomas. Poor chap, imagine being stuck with that name down through all of history. And of course, we know why he's called Doubting Thomas. After the Lord had risen from the dead, he had appeared to the other disciples who had a wee bit of doubt themselves, but as I said, they're not labelled the same way Thomas is. But anyway, they had seen the risen Christ, and of course they were overjoyed, they were delighted. And they got all excited, and they said, Thomas, 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 you've got to see the Lord. You know, he's back. He's risen from the dead. And of course, Thomas, being the doubter, he says, now, listen, guys, I know what you're saying, but I need to see this for myself. John chapter 20 and verse 25, the other disciples said to him, we have seen the Lord. But he said to him, unless I see in his hands the print of the nails, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe. Hence, Doubting Thomas. By the way, friends, that gives you some idea of the mutilation that was done to the body of the Lord Jesus Christ. We read about the spear being thrust into his side. Of course, we all know that part. But Thomas and the Lord himself, when he shows himself to Thomas, says, John 27, he said to Thomas, reach your finger here, look at my hands, reach your hand here and put it into my side. It's a bit gory, but anyway, it did the trick, because Thomas saw and Thomas believed. And he utters that wonderful statement in the next verse. Thomas answered and said to the Lord, my Lord and my God. So we got there in the end, but the Lord said very clearly to him, well done, Thomas. You have seen and you have believed. Think about all those who haven't seen me and yet have still believed. Reminded me, by the way, of a little illustration I'm sure many are going to use before these days are over. But we talk about this virus that's in the world at the moment. Now, again, I'm asking you, have you ever seen this virus personally? Oh, you've seen pictures of it. You've seen what it might or might not look like on the television. But have you yourself actually seen that virus? Well, I suspect not. Well, how do you know? How do you know that it's in the world? Well, you may say it's quite easy. It's because of the effect that it's having on people all over the place. You can't see the virus, but you can see the effect that it's having on people. Well, friends, the Lord Jesus Christ, and indeed Christianity, is just like that. You and I, unless we've had some sort of a special vision, we actually haven't seen the Lord face to face. We look forward to that wonderful day when we shall see him face to face. But for the vast majority of us, that's not just yet. Well, does that mean that we can't believe? Of course not. We can see the effect that the Lord Jesus Christ and his faith, Christianity, we can see the effect that that's having on individuals, on society, and on the world at large. Wonderful effects that are only possible because of the Lord Jesus Christ and the true followers of him. So, back to Thomas, back to the question. Who was Thomas's twin? Well, Patricia and I had a wee chat about it, and figuratively speaking, friends, Thomas's twin is you. It's me. It's anybody at all who has ever had any doubt about the Lord Jesus Christ. Thomas's twin isn't named in the Bible. We're just told that he had a twin. So, figuratively speaking, anyone who has doubt can be called Thomas's twin. So I'm just asking that we don't follow that particular example. Don't follow Thomas down that route. Thomas came to the conclusion and called out, "My Lord and my God," to the Lord Jesus Christ. That's what we have to do as well, friends. Blessed are all those people who have not seen and yet believed. We want to be classed as believers, as true followers of the Lord Jesus Christ, not as people who doubt. The Lord can fix our doubt. He can help our unbelief. And my prayer is that absolutely everybody listening to this and beyond will be able to think upon the Lord Jesus Christ and say, yes, that is my Lord and that is my God. So don't be Thomas's twin. Be a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ. Please think on these things, friends, as you continue to pray, as you continue to wash your hands. Keep looking up and keep safe as well. May the Lord bless you until we can have a wee chat sometime very soon. Until then, it's bye for now.